So a while ago, to get the Mafex 001 figure, I sold the majority of my comic book collection, but I still kept a handful that I just absolutely could not get rid of. So here they are. It's a different mix of 90s, 2000s, mainly stuff like Todd McFarlane, Larson, and Bagley, but stuff that's inspired around that kind of style. Mainly like 80s and 90s, 2000s kind of stuff here. And like a lot of people, I'm a huge fan of Todd McFarlane. I think he's one of the best who ever worked on Spider-Man's artwork, especially with his intricate detail, and I just love his stuff. Now sadly, I don't own these figures, but over the years there have been a couple of definitive, more or less, Todd McFarlane style Spider-Man figures, made here by Toy Biz. And it's crazy, because while doing this video, I was researching Todd McFarlane Spider-Man figures, and I was looking for older ones like Toy Biz and Spider-Man Classics, older Hasbro, but as you could see in a lot of these pictures, the newer Maximum figure was coming up quite a lot. Oh no. What the hell?! Sorry for the brief intermission. I literally needed to download an antivirus, run that shit, especially after seeing Rocco's big ass chin and beautiful fucking jawline. Man, I'm not even kidding. I fucking hate Rocco. He does nothing but make clickbait content. He makes a lot of toxic content and just hates on everything, and he's very annoying. I literally needed an antivirus to get rid of the fucking virus that he gave me. He literally infected my fucking life. Anyways, let's move on, guys. So I'm sure some of you toy collectors are well aware of the Hasbro Pulse live streams that they do when they do these little fan stream live streams and they reveal some of the new Marvel Legends figures that are going to be coming out throughout the next year or two. And on the morning of January 17th this year, I remember being in bed, waking up so happily, not even knowing what was going on. I went onto Instagram and I saw all these leaked pictures and screenshots and toy news, and well, this is what happened.
All right, so this next item, I guess we've been hearing for a while at the cons and some speaking with the fans, you know, wanting classic versions of characters just to be readily available and kind of released in the best way possible with the best articulation, the best accessories, the best deco. And so what we are launching for the first time in 2025 is what we're calling the Maximum series.
So yeah, guys, here it is, the Marvel Legends Maximum Series Spider-Man action figure. After, honestly, at first not thinking I was going to get this figure, after some time, seeing photos, and just seeing how available it is now, honestly, I couldn't resist, and I grabbed it. So let's take a look at the packaging here. I will say I'm not a fan of how they show the feet on the back here, because the figure itself does not have completely full feet. The bottom of the feet are hollow on the actual figure. But I mean, that's just a minor gripe. This figure is a $49.99 USD action figure, so I am going to be nitpicky and pretty much say every gripe with the figure that I have. But without further ado, let's get right into this action figure, guys. I'm so excited to get this thing open. And I didn't actually even have this figure on pre-order. I waited a little while to see photos and sat on it, and since, like I said, it was readily available, I decided to just order it recently the other day. Starting off with some of the accessories just firsthand, this is pretty cool to see. The wrist gauntlets, got some hands there, a stand. Here we can take a look at some of the other hands and some webs there. The web shield, some of the other webs. We're going to take a closer look at all of this stuff, guys, but just firsthand impressions, I am honestly super excited to see all this. Starting off with the unmasked head, honestly, in person and in natural lighting, this doesn't look as bad as I thought. And then we do get this one squinty eye, one regular eye head, which I do like, but I would have really preferred if both eyes were just squinting like that. That would have looked really cool and like a Mark Bagley style, but it is what it is. We do get this amazing Spidey sense effect. This, of course, should have been yellow, but for what it is, it works great. The effect looks awesome, and it is super fun to use it in photography, that's for sure. We do also get this web shooting kind of net style, which I did have a lot of fun using this as well in photos. Like I said, guys, this thing does come with a lot of stuff and the playability is there. So this web net is really awesome. I definitely enjoyed this for photography and videos and all that stuff. He also comes with this awesome web shield. Now this is very 90s comic book inspired. I love this. Kind of like Captain America meets Spider-Man, if you know what I'm saying. And yeah, this accessory right here, this is the type of shit we want to see. Definitely heading in the right direction. We do get this web shot, or as a lot of people are calling it, web sperm. Ha ha ha, very funny. I actually had a lot of fun using this in pictures as well. People are going to always talk shit, but for this accessory, I was able to find, a lot of fun using it. We do get these kind of more, rather useless web accessories that are not wired. They're just kind of floppy, as you could see. They are detailed, kind of like McFarlane style, but yeah, they're not the best. We do get these awesome web shooting hands as well. I love these. I love the web detail coming out of these. These are kind of on par with the kind of same style Amazing Yamaguchi does, so this is awesome. And we do get, of course, regular web shooting hands. We get like a curled one, which I really like, so those are different to have in both hands. I do like that a lot, having different styles. We do get web gripping hands as well, of course. Wall crawling and landing hands here. We do get this little base stand that you saw me using for the web accessories. And then we do get these, I think these are beautiful web gauntlets. Now, people have been complaining that these aren't articulated, but I think the reason why Hasbro just made them a swivel option only is to not sacrifice the look and to make these look really clean. So for me, I was really happy with these. So overall, first impressions looking at him just simply here in a vanilla pose, I do think he looks really fucking good. Honestly, there is a couple QC issues here and there, which honestly, guys, there shouldn't be. For this price point, and Hasbro is trying to say this is a premium figure and tailored towards more of the adult collectors and all that kind of stuff. There shouldn't be any QC issues, but for what it is, I am happy with the figure, but I have to be nitpicky with the price point, right? So we'll go over all the issues, but overall, it does look really good. The QC issues that I do have are really, really small. And let's be real here, even Mafex figures, which cost, upwards of $100, sometimes more, those always have QC issues, and they definitely shouldn't. So it's one of those things where you have to kind of look past it, unless your QC issues are extremely bad, I understand. Luckily, mine are not very bad. They're not horrible. They are pretty small and minimal. So we are going to get into those. I'm going to show you guys what's going on with my QC issues. Like for example here, there is a little bit of blue paint in the butterfly, where it should just be red. That is a little bit disappointing. And in my eye areas, it's really hard to see on camera. I don't have an amazing camera here, just using the good old iPhone. But in the eye areas, you can kind of see they're not perfectly white. There's a little bit of black dusting, kind of, a little bit of black paint in there. But I mean, overall, besides that, I really don't have any other QC issues. I think the details on this figure are really good, especially for Hasbro standards. This is easily the best looking Hasbro Marvel Legends figure up to date. I mean, this thing's beautiful. The ripples everywhere, the details just in the suit, it does look like a real suit. I do love that a lot. And overall, I just found myself honestly having a lot more fun than I anticipated with his web shooters and his unmasked head. I do think they did pretty good here. It's gonna be, pick or choose what you like, I think this looks overall pretty good. The details could have been a lot worse. And again, the web shooters are so much fun. But now we're gonna get into articulation. So overall, this figure does have really good articulation. Could it be better? Yes. For example, the neck area, it is a neck movement. So a double ball peg where you're getting the head on a peg and then the neck on a peg. Similar to a Mafex, but you're not going to get as much range as a Mafex. You do have to do a bit of tweaking, kind of like how Shartimus Prime recently showed in his comparison video, to get more head range. But overall, you do get really good range in the abdomen. The butterflies are really good in this figure. Double jointed elbows, of course. Wrist articulation works really good. You do get decent leg range. It should be able to do the splits. It can't, which sucks. But the drop downs work really well. And they make the legs go up super high, which I was really happy with, because the diaper area is not soft plastic like a Mafex figure would be. So I thought that was going to hinder it, but nope, you do get really good leg range. You do also get, of course, double jointed knees, which is just standard. Everything is also pinless, which is awesome. You get even like wrist articulation near where the gauntlets are at. You get calf articulation there. Really good ankle pivot and toe hinge, which should just be standard on every Spider-Man figure. But, Hasbro did their best to do everything they could on this figure to make the articulation as good as it is. And honestly, you can get him into a lot of really amazing poses. So yeah, the articulation is probably a good 9 out of 10 for me. I really don't have too many complaints. I think he poses amazingly. The articulation is really good. I didn't have any like problems with too tight joints or anything like that. I've heard some people have to heat their figure up. I mean, that, you know, that happens. But for me, had no issues there. I thought the paint, sculpt, and design overall were really, really good. And like I've said earlier in the video, I have Mafex figures with even worse QC. So for me, QC wasn't a huge issue here, but it has been for other people. But yeah, luckily for me, I just don't have too many complaints. Besides the accessories being a little bit lackluster, overall, they are all really fun. I mean, especially if you're a little bit younger, this figure is going to be a really fun time for you to play with. Because even for me being 25 years old, this figure was extremely fun. When I was popping him out of the box and taking out all the accessories just for the first time, I was getting really excited and feeling like a little kid again. So I don't have too many complaints. Overall, Hasbro knocked it out of the park. The accessories could have been a little bit better, a little bit different maybe. Like a pizza box, throw in a backpack, maybe a camera. The Peter Parker head sculpt could have been a little bit better. The squinty eye head sculpt, I would have preferred if both of the eyes were squinty and not just the one. The Spidey effect here could have been yellow. Those are my major complaints. I'm going to give this figure a definite 8.5 out of 10. I think he's awesome, and I think for any major Spider-Man fan like myself, he is a must-have. And yeah, there's a lot of people out there who aren't happy with this figure, a lot of hate, a lot of controversy. But personally, guys, I can't lie to you, I'm super happy with this piece. If you're a major Spider-Man fan, I personally think you should add this to your collection. It's a staple Spider-Man figure, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I was posing this thing, taking photos, videos, just messing around with it, playing with it, if you will, I was in my head thinking, do I like this more than the Mafex? Or do I like it just as much? You know, it's pretty comparable. So again, 8.5 out of 10. I love this figure. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot. And I definitely hope to see you guys soon in a future video. And check out my Instagram at SpideyShiz. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.
Look like normal person glasses. They had a camera.
This constant state of believing that just because happy Halloween, happy early Kwanzaa, happy 9/11, what's going on? Stronger belief in themselves.